What do you do after you get paid? If your paycheck disappears just a few days after it hits your bank account, there's a very high chance you're following a pattern that keeps a lot of people stuck. And the crazy part is, while you're in it, it doesn't even feel like you're doing anything wrong. It feels normal. You get paid, you breathe, you pay a few things, you spend a little, and before you know it, it's gone. And most people don't realize this, but the first 30 minutes after you get paid are extremely important, because in that short window before life starts pulling at your money, you still have control. After that, your money starts controlling you. So in this video, I'll walk you through exactly what you should be doing within the first 30 minutes of getting paid so you can stop feeling like your income just passes through you every month. If you're new here, hi, I'm Blessing. I'm a finance AI, and on this channel, we break down money in a way that makes sense, not just mathematically, but psychologically. Let's get into it. Alright, before we talk about saving, investing, or paying off debt, we need to know what it costs to survive a month. Step 1 is knowing your real baseline. You can probably tell me your take-home pay immediately. But if I asked you, what's your bare minimum monthly number? The amount it takes to cover your essentials, would you know it without guessing? Most people wouldn't. And when you don't know that number, you end up making financial decisions in the dark. Let's say you bring home $3,200 a month. On the surface, that feels fine, maybe even comfortable. But let's actually look at it. Rent is $1,200. Utilities and internet are around $180. Transportation is $250. Groceries are $450. Phone is $60. Insurance is $160. You're sitting at roughly $2,300 already, and we haven't added eating out, entertainment, shopping, subscriptions, or anything spontaneous. So over 70% of your income is already locked in before the month even starts. But mentally, you're anchored to the $3,200. So you spend like you have $3,200 available, when in reality, you only have about $900 of true flexibility. And then you look up and think, why does it feel tight again? It feels tight because you never separated income from obligation. Your baseline is your survival number. It's the cost of stability. And when you define it clearly, something shifts. You stop thinking in terms of, I make $3,200. You start thinking in terms of, it costs me $2,300 to live, which means I have $900 of real margin. That clarity changes how you spend. It changes how you save. It changes how you negotiate. Because now you understand the structure of your money instead of just the size of it. And until you know that number, everything else you try to build financially is sitting on guesswork. Alright, so step 2. This is where we build protection. You already know your baseline number. You know what it costs to run your life every month. You know your margin. That's good. That's awareness. But awareness and breathing room don't automatically make you secure. Because margin gives you space, but it doesn't protect the space. And this is where people misunderstand emergency funds all the time. They think it's just extra savings, like money sitting there doing nothing. It's not extra, it's protection. Think about your car. The suspension system doesn't stop potholes from existing. It just absorbs the shock so you don't lose control when you hit one. That's what an emergency fund does. It doesn't stop life from happening, it just keeps life from wrecking your finances when it does. And let's be real, life is going to happen. Your car will break down at some point. Something medical will pop up. Work will slow down, income might get interrupted. That's not negative thinking, that's just how life works. So here's the move. Your first goal is 1 full month of your baseline saved in cash. After that, you may consider up to 3 to 6 months of baseline saved if your income is very unstable. Now here's something important. This money is not an investment. Its job is not to grow. Its job is to protect you. Step 3. Control your debt before it controls you. I'm assuming you now have a basic protection in place. I mean your 1 month baseline saved up. The next thing you need to address is debt. Because debt has a unique characteristic that many people underestimate. It compounds in reverse. When you invest, compounding works in your favor, meaning your returns generate more returns over time. The same mechanism works against you when it comes to debt. Interest generates more interest, and if that cycle continues long enough, it quietly consumes your protection, your income, and even your mental health. Let's put numbers behind this so you can see it clearly. Imagine you're carrying a $5,000 credit card balance at 20% interest. That interest alone costs you about $1,000 per year. Not to reduce the debt, just to carry it. So if you're making minimum payments of around $125 per month, it could take you 5 to 6 years to eliminate that balance, and over that time, you may end up paying close to $3,000 in interest. Now step back and look at what just happened. A $5,000 purchase quietly turned into an $8,000 obligation. That's negative compounding. Your money is working against you. Now let's connect this back to the $900 margin we have from a $3,200 income in step 1. Say $300 of your margin is going toward debt payments, your effective margin drops to $600. That reduction limits your ability to save, invest, or absorb future shocks. And this is why debt feels so restrictive. So the strategy here is straightforward. Eliminate high interest debt as efficiently as possible. There are 2 ways you can go about this. The first is the avalanche method, where you focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first, because mathematically that saves the most money over time. The second is the snowball method, where you eliminate the smallest balance first, which can create psychological momentum as accounts disappear one by one. Mathematically, avalanche wins, but behaviorally, snowball often keeps people more consistent, and consistency matters more than theory. So I recommend snowball. Once that negative compounding stops, the next step becomes obvious. You start putting compounding to work in your favor. Step 4. Max out employer benefit. Once you've stabilized your financial foundation and eliminated high interest debt, the next step is to accelerate your wealth building. One of the most efficient ways to do that, especially early on, is by fully using employer benefits designed to help you build long-term capital. In the United States, the most common example is a 401k employer match, where your employer contributes money to your retirement account based on how much you contribute. This matters because most investments take time to produce meaningful returns, but an employer match gives you an immediate return the moment you invest. For example, if you earn $70,000 a year and your employer offers a 4% match, contributing 4% of your salary means you put in $2,800 annually and your employer adds another $2,800. That's $5,600 invested each year, even though only half came from you. Your contribution effectively doubles on day one, a 100% return before the market even moves. There are very few traditional investments that offer anything close to that kind of guaranteed boost at the start. Some people hesitate because they're unsure how long they'll stay with their employer. Maybe you're considering starting a business, freelancing, or changing careers. But that doesn't reduce the value of capturing the match while you're there. Even 5 years of consistent contributions can create a meaningful base for compounding. If you invest $5,600 annually for 5 years, that's $28,000 contributed. Left to grow at an average 8% return over 25 years, that amount could grow to roughly $190,000. And it continues compounding even if you leave, since you can roll it into another retirement account. The key is understanding that the match isn't about committing to one employer forever. It's about capturing free capital while it's available. Once you secure the full match, you can expand your investing through additional retirement contributions, a Roth IRA, or a taxable brokerage account depending on your goals. But the principle remains the same. Start where the return is strongest, then focus on consistency. Wealth isn't built from one great investment decision. It's built from investing steadily, month after month, and giving compounding the time it needs to work. Step 5. Invest consistently and ignore the noise. Once you're capturing every available opportunity, investments need to be set up. And this is where the real work begins, because investment needs to be done consistently. Starting is not the hard part. Doing it consistently is. In the beginning, everything feels great. Maybe the market is even up, your account is growing, and you feel confident. But eventually, you'll open your app and see your portfolio down 10 to 15%. If you had $50,000 invested, that could mean a $6,000 drop on paper. That's when doubt creeps in, and you start wondering if you should pause, wait, or pull your money out. How you react in a moment like this is what determines your long-term success. If you invest $500 per month for 25 years at an average 8% return, you could end up with roughly $475,000 to $500,000. But that math only works if you keep going. It assumes you didn't panic during downturns and didn't try to time your exit and re-entry. When the market drops, your fixed monthly investment actually buys more shares at lower prices. That discount only benefits you if you continue investing. If you stop and wait until things feel safe again, you usually end up buying back in at higher prices. That's why consistency beats timing, every time. Impatience is another trap. In your first 5 years, the growth won't look dramatic. If you invest $6,000 a year for 5 years, you've contributed $30,000, and maybe your account is sitting at $34,000 or $38,000. It might not feel life-changing, but compounding is slow at first and then accelerates. After 15 years, you might see $150,000. In the following decade, the growth can outpace what you contributed. Momentum becomes visible, but only because you didn't interrupt it. So your job isn't to predict the market or react to headlines. Your job is to choose a monthly amount and stick to it, whether the market is up or down. Check your investments occasionally, not daily, because emotional investing is expensive. Wealth isn't built in exciting moments. It's built through quiet repetition, month after month, year after year. And once you internalize that, your paycheck stops feeling temporary and starts feeling productive. Like it's working for you in the background while you focus on building a life that actually makes all of this worthwhile. Step 6. Automate your finances. Now, once you've done the hard parts, you know your baseline, you've built some savings, you're dealing with your debt, and you've started investing, the next step is to make your money system run automatically, because if you have to think about it every month, sooner or later, you'll skip something. So instead of deciding every payday what to do with your money, you set things up so it happens by itself. Your paycheck comes in, some money automatically goes to savings, some goes to investing, your bills get paid, and whatever is left becomes your spending money. That way, your important financial goals are handled first, and you don't have to keep stressing about it. But at the same time, you should still enjoy your money. The mistake many people make is spending a lot every single month on small things that they don't even remember later. A better way is to set aside a small amount, maybe around 5% of your income, and let it build up for a few months. So if you earn $3,000 a month, that's about $150 saved for fun. After 3 months, you have $450. After 6 months, you have around $900. Now, instead of random spending, you can use that money for something you'll actually remember, like a trip, a weekend getaway, or something special you really enjoy. When your money is set up this way, your savings and investing happen automatically, and you can still enjoy life without feeling guilty. And that's when you stop reacting to your paycheck and start controlling it. If you find this content helpful, please do well to encourage with a like and subscribe. We see this and take it to heart. Also, if you feel like you're trapped in a cycle of habits that aren't really moving your life forward, watch the video on 17 small-sized habits that can make you rich. It's filled with simple habits you can start today without dramatic life change. Click to watch the video.